Sunday morning, 5:30 a.m. The moon looks a little fuzzy. Yeah, I gotta be honest. The moon itself with the naked eye doesn't look fuzzy. I can see stuff on it. All around it's really fuzzy. And like all around the light's really fuzzy. 28 degrees and foggy. I don't know what's going on this morning. I hear a hoot owl. Okay, give you a little reference. There's the shop, moon's above it. I hear a hoot owl that direction. And behind me, the neighbors, one of the pigs keeps talking. It's like they're talking to each other. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Hope they don't get a bunch of frozen water this morning. If so, at least at the moment it's not cold enough to cause much damage, if any. I'm going to go to the shop where it's warm and figure out what I'm going to do today. Maybe I'll goof off like yesterday. By the way, it's cold out. But nice sunrise. And then you look out there, it's all white. It doesn't show it on the driveway much. It didn't really freeze. Well, it's solid, but it's not frosty froze. It's froze solid. And hoping the water didn't freeze up out here. Not much I can do about it. Then I'd go through and shut the hydrants off so the pressure's off, but yeah, we usually don't have trouble with it till it's a couple degrees colder. 28's not so bad. 26, believe it or not, makes a hell of a difference. It should start to warm up here in a little bit. As soon as the sun cracks over the trees. Also be a really nice time right now to be hauling some manure out. The ground's solid enough, I think, till you get out there and find the one spot that's not. And I'm gonna say that the water's not froze because I see water moving over here, so it means there's something trickling in. Either that or the fishies are coming up to the top to play this morning, which that could be too. I see fishies. Hoses ain't froze yet, so means I shouldn't have to worry about changing any or fixing any. That's a good thing. That looks like the moon, but it's not. That would be the sun. And yeah, the camera's not picking it up. It's getting too late to look at. Of Bloom Farms. I can't even speak this morning, nothing new. Asked what this was. So I told him in the comments. If you haven't checked his channel out, go check it out. He's grinding feed and selling molasses supplement, that kind of thing. That's not the original barrel, but that is the original cone. It's been in here for seriously 50 years. We got a bulk tank outside. This is the newest one. This one's lasted the longest. Metal bulk tanks don't last long around here because they draw too much moisture on the inside. Picked the tank up, new used. A dairyman over at Malala bought it and then never set it up. And the auger come from neighbors after he sold out. I think we replaced the motor because the motor was toast on the auger. And I made the stand, put the windows in the barrel, put the top in it. Because we used to get birds and mice in the old barrel because it was just a cut open top. And the auger just shot into it. This is all sealed. And once in a while we get some dusty feed. And I mean, the other way, it was always nasty in here. So That's actually a 45-degree air intake off a truck. Rubber connection for the air intake. Everything has to go through here. We never see any rodents in here anymore. Of course, the old one only had Dad put a frickin' right here, just a little window, so you only knew when it was full. You can tell when it's getting empty, but I did this so you can see what's actually in it. You can see the material. It holds up really good so far. I think this has been here 10 years, maybe 12. We do need to put a new belt in. The belt's getting a little iffy once in a while, but switch is over here. It's not in permanently anywhere. The power for it is actually plugged in up there. And then we got plug in here. The yellow cord goes to the motor and the black cord goes to that light. Because it's kind of nice to see what you're doing down there once in a while. And it's just that easy. It doesn't feel centered because the way things worked out in here, but you know, it does what it needs to do. And usually get about halfway up that window and shut it off. Sometimes I'll go a little farther than that. It'll get into this window a little bit. That's all there is to it. Oh yeah, and you don't forget the old horseshoe. That's the original slide on the bottom of there too. And originally the whole cone was all pop riveted, but you know, time takes its toll on things. So over the years it's been screwed. The screws hold up longer anyway. And it's all silicone, so no moisture gets in, no dust gets out. Braced back to the wall. The auger, since it's on plastic out there, were supported quite well right there. And then there's a brace both directions to hold it centered so it can't wiggle. And that was almost an afterthought. Actually, it was. I ended up making a bracket and bolted it on after I had it in here because the weight of the auger was pushing back on the tank too hard. So it's all supported at the building. And now, heifers are done. Now I'm going to go feed the boys. I didn't get much for you today, I don't think. Didn't do much. Dinked around with a bunch of little stuff. Tried to fix one of Mom's toilets. The seal underneath the flapper is gone where it mounts to the tank. And of course, the only way she could find that was to buy the whole flapper piece. Well, you got to pull the tank off to change that. And I look in the tank and, oh yeah, not just the rubber underneath that flapper is screwed up, but the rubber underneath the float and the rubber underneath the mounting bolts. So she just ordered most of the parts. The bad thing is we can't find just the rubber for the float, but I think there's one around here somewhere. We've changed a few floats and kept some parts. Worst comes to worst, I'll find a decent O-ring or something. Hopefully. But, so hey, saved myself some work there. Just spent like 2 hours on the computer trying to find the right parts. And of course, can't go by part number on anything. Finally found something that said it would fit that toilet. So they better be right. So they're a little early. Sun's still poking up, but tough. I'm going to go in. It's been a cold one all day today. Old boomer there acting like she's old. Wait a minute, she is old. So's the cow next to her. Oh, we still got a bunch of geriatrics around here, but they're still more than paying their way, so these young ones start doing a better job. Actually, the young ones didn't do too bad. Sad thing is, a bunch of those that we shipped, they had some pretty heavy calves. Even though most of them didn't milk as good as they should have. But anyway, I was going to get the radiator fixed on the excavator, and that didn't happen. And I'm not going to do it now. It's cooling off more than enough for me to want to do that and have it set right. So 90% chance of rain is last I heard for tomorrow, so maybe that'll happen. But hey, I got a question for y'all. It's been at least 10 years ago, maybe more like 12 or 15 years ago. We had a cow due like the 10th of March. And at that time, weather was good, pastures were good. The only ones left in were pregnant cows, so we had, I think we had 10 cows in there, in that pen. Well, her time come and went. Actually, maybe we had her at the other end of the barn when she was due. Put her in a maternity pen when she didn't do anything. So anyway, when all the cows are out, the others are in here. You know, everybody's time come and went, and everybody else had a calf, and that one hadn't. She was about 10 axe handles wide. So she ends up over in that pen there, which is our 2-year-old's maternity pen. Keep in mind, I mean, this is in the last half of May at this point. The manure in there is like 2-3 feet deep. They got cow trails in there, so there's humps. Had to vet out for an emergency C-section. Yeah, emergency, frankly, because the cow was going to be dead right then if we didn't. I got some pictures of that calf. I knew they were in the shop somewhere. Becky found them the other day. I might put those pictures up to show you what happens when one overbakes that long. Calf come out dead. Cow died the next morning. We didn't expect the cow to make it. The vet just kept cutting her side open as Dad and I were pulling on the calf, and the vet was helping me on the leg I had a hold of. By the way everything was, the calf had been dead for a day and a half, maybe 2 days. So that gives you half an idea what it might look like. So should I put that up in a video and discuss it? You know, of course, obviously I would mark it that it's graphic. Or should I not? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.